Hello everyone, it's Iveoma, your guide to Nigeria, and today I'm here to talk about how dangerous and inconvenient CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, has made transferring money to Nigeria. All of this is coming up. Please make sure to like, comment below. Those are amazing ways to support my channel. Thank you. Okay, by now you guys should have seen two videos from me. One video, I talk about how I transferred money from Sendwave from my US account to a bank in Nigeria, Access Bank, and picked it up. In my second video, I talk about how after picking up my money at Access Bank, how I had to go to the Alajis in Aja to transfer that money from dollars to Naira. And I showed you that process. The reason I decided to document this is so you guys can see the realities of transferring money to Nigeria in 2021. In a time that we should be moving forward and ahead and becoming more and more digitalized, a Central Bank of Nigeria is dragging us backwards and making it more inconvenient and more dangerous to move money. Nigerian diaspora, we float Nigeria. Nigerian diaspora floats the country. Look at the country right now. A lot of the money that's coming in is diaspora money because they're more likely to have steady jobs and currency that's stronger and more reliable than the Naira, right? Because, since I've been here, the Naira has inflated incredibly, and it was already inflated when I arrived. I also want to compare the way I used to move money, which was just 4 months ago, to the way I move money now. The first way that I used to move money was through remittance companies. It would take me about 1 minute from start to finish, to be honest. What I mean by from start to finish, I mean from the time that I pressed whatever amount I wanted to move over to the time that the money would arrive in my bank account. Then I also discovered cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is pretty much when I would move Bitcoin to Naira, right? And I loved it because it gave me really great exchange rate. It gave me the black market rate without even having to leave my house, right? From start to finish, to move money to myself was a 2-step process. So I would have to buy Bitcoin, then move Bitcoin into Naira. From start to finish, to be honest, it would take 2 hours for the money to arrive in my bank account, but the process that I would have to do would take 10 minutes. And the reason it would take 10 minutes is because cryptocurrency is a little bit scary to me. So I'm always like double checking my numbers and all this other things because from what I've been reading, you put one wrong number, you can send it to somebody else's account and never get it back. So I didn't want to deal with that. So from start to finish, it only took 10 minutes because I was so anal about getting the Bitcoin wallet address and all that stuff, just double checking and triple checking. I was really quite anal about that. So the third way that Central Bank of Nigeria has forced me to do is a much more dangerous and inconvenient way and more time consuming as well. So let's go through the video and break down the time. So I was remember, I sent money with Sendwave to myself. That took 1 minute. And what I mean by to myself, you put in through Sendwave, you can send to any Fidelity, Access, or Zenith Bank, and you could go to any of those banks and just pick up the money. So it took, let's say, 1 minute to do that. Step 2, I had to go pick up the money. So to drive to Access Bank, let's say it take me 15 minutes to drive to Access Bank. Because the Access Bank branch I went to was not used to seeing people send money to themselves, it took longer. So it took over an hour. So let's just say an hour. Okay, so then I had to drive to Aja. Aja was the closest black market full of money-changing men. So it took me 2 hours and 20 minutes to drive to Aja. And then while in Aja, I spent over an hour and 40 minutes trying to transfer money to myself because the bank networks were down. And then when I decided to tell the Alaji, you know what, fine, get me cash, he actually had to go to the bank, which I thought was really okay. He went to the bank and then took out money from the bank. So altogether, that took an hour and 40 minutes for me to receive my Naira in hand. And then on top of that, I'm gonna be honest, it takes me a really long time to count Naira. And then I counted twice. And then after getting that money, I pretty much sprinted to my car because I was so uncomfortable carrying that much money. I don't carry cash, so anywhere, I don't care what country, Since Naira, it's like when you carry just even $500 in Naira, you're carrying a lot of Naira with you. So it was just really uncomfortable to me. But so I sprinted to my car, and then for my car, I drove and found a POS and transferred the money. So let's say that the POS transfer took like 10 minutes because the guy also had to count it. And then the bank network was a little down, but then he tried again and it worked. But anyway, so let's calculate how much time that was. Okay. So let's calculate how much time that is. Let's talk about the danger level that CBN has introduced into this thing. So before the other two ways, I was just in my home, So for me, remittance company transferring money to from my USD account to my Naira account with a remittance company had zero danger. It was nothing. Then when I used cryptocurrency, I'm going to say there was a little bit of danger. Let me just say 1% danger because I was so concerned about getting the Bitcoin address right and all this other stuff. I don't think you guys even understand. So I'm going to say there was a little bit of danger, but it wasn't danger from being robbed or anything. It was just danger of me and my little fingers pressing something wrong, and just losing my money. The third way, the way I showed you guys, there was a lot of danger. Let's just be real. I'm walking around with this Yankee accent, dealing with these allergies, and imagine if I was regularly sending money to myself. That's where the danger comes in, right? Because imagine if they can see me, they're like, oh, this is the woman. And then they talk amongst each other. That's dangerous. A lot of you guys send money to older relatives, to relatives in general, some of which may be older, right? Your parents or your grandparents. Well, a lot of these people are living in a lot of these people are living in more remote regions in Nigeria, and Lagos has many places to change money. But let's say your older relative only has to go to 2 or 3 different men around them and to change money, and then people around them are watching them change money. They know at this day of the month they're going to get money. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. So I wanted to show you that way because a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians, they move money that way. Even when I went to Access Bank, I told you guys there was 2 people after me that sent money through SendWave. And there was other people who sent money through other remittance companies. They all had cash. And so when they were withdrawing cash, I knew they would go to an Alaji or somebody to change that money into Naira. And imagine doing that regularly. That's where the danger comes in. It's not like this one-off thing that I did, but it's like if I went to them regularly, if I went to Ikota Plaza regularly and they could recognize my car and they recognize my face and they recognize my accent, that's where danger becomes introduced. Because of Central Bank of Nigeria banning cryptocurrency, because Central Bank of Nigeria banned, remittance companies from sending it directly to your bank account into Naira, they've introduced this level of danger that is unacceptable. It's unacceptable level of danger, and I don't think this is cool. I don't think this is a horrible policy. I know it's gonna be overturned soon, but it needs to be overturned now. And I don't understand why Nigerian diaspora are not in the position to take it down. This directly affects a lot of the remittances that Nigerians are sending. So therefore, there's power in that. If you want our remittance money, then you need to turn this down, period. Because even for me, I showed you guys how I sent money through SendWave, but I'm gonna be honest, I actually focus now on making Naira. So recently, I've registered my company. I'm in the process of registering Iveoma in Nigeria. And as part of that, the reason I actually decided to register in Nigeria, because I actually wasn't going to, I decided to do that because I saw how Central Bank of Nigeria is just waking up each day and just creating policy that affects how we receive money in this country. And so I decided that because of Central Bank of Nigeria, it's time for me to focus more on making Naira. It's time for me to get paid in Naira. So I always have Naira in my bank account, because there should be no reason why I'm relying on US dollar, especially if I live in Nigeria. But now I see that they're making it more and more difficult to receive that foreign currency. So there's no point in relying on it if tomorrow they're going to wake up and then change another regulation that's going to make it even harder to move money to myself. There's no point in relying on that. And of course, I know there are safer ways to move money. You can move money to a you can move money to a DOM account in Nigeria and then just have the bank buy it from you and then move that money into Naira. You could do that pretty easily. I don't know if you even have to go to the bank. Once you do it once and then you meet the bank manager and then they're familiar with you, I don't think it's difficult to do that process at all. But then you're getting the bank rate, right? So I think that's really ridiculous. And then the bank rate is always much lower than the black market rate and the cryptocurrency rate. So I think that's ridiculous that I would have to do that. Or there's this old school way that people do where they give you send money, you send the USD or euro or whatever you're using to someone's account, and then they transfer a rate. It's never as high as the black market rate, but it's never as low as the bank rate. So they transfer some rate to your Naira account. And to me, that way is so old school. It's so ridiculous that I'm even considering that route. But yeah, people do that all the time too. But to me, like, I know of people that needed to get something down now, and then they sent that money to someone's account. The person gets back to them in a day or two. And that's like, what? Like, that's a lot of trust in that. I don't really trust people like that I'm going to be sending money to somebody's bank account and then you're going to give me corresponding dollars, like, or corresponding Naira. I don't trust people like that. And I think that's ridiculous that we're going to have to really, that I'm telling you guys that's an option, but that is an option. That's always an option. How are you guys moving money to Nigeria? How are you guys reaching your elderly relatives in remote places in Nigeria? I actually wonder about that. Well, comment below and let me know.